Hi, it's Maggie the Irish Gypsy here to bring you your August 2019 general reading. We are looking at the first half of August from the 1st through the 15th. Welcome to everyone who's taken the time to tune in today, and thank you for that. Any newcomers, first timers, welcome to you, and welcome back to any followers and subscribers. And thanks for all your support, feedback, and comments, likes, shares, and subscribes. All welcome and all appreciated. And always a big shout out and note of gratitude to all of my clients out there, regular and new. Thank you for keeping me so busy and for honoring me with the trust in reading for you and for coming back time after time again. If any of you are interested in scheduling a personal reading with me, you can click on the description link below for more information and contact details. And you can also go to my YouTube channel's homepage and click on the little About button there. Feel free to email me directly at maggie1mcguire@gmail.com. I would be so very happy to work with you. I can usually respond to your initial inquiry with more info the same day or within the first 24 hours. I offer a wide variety of readings in all areas of life, and the timing in scheduling is pretty good too. I know that's often an issue I hear about in trying to schedule readings with psychics during a time frame where the subject matter is still relevant. So I work quite hard. I'm pretty diligent at working with both your schedule and mine to get you readings as quickly as possible. So if you're interested, send me an email and we'll get back to you and set something up for you just as quick as we can. All right, let's move right into this reading. This is for the water sign of Scorpio, our lovely scorpions. Our deep, intense, beautiful little stingers, Scorpio. Let's see what the first half of August has in store for our beautiful Scorpio. Remember to watch your rising sign, moon sign, Venus sign if you know them. Sometimes they resonate a little more predictably for you than your sun sign. General readings always resonate a little differently for everybody. Okay, Scorpio, we begin with the Ten of Wands. So perhaps a long burden or challenge is coming to an end. We have the Five of Swords here. Justice, followed by the Moon. From the bottom of the deck, your overall energy and focus and or challenge for the first half of August is the Three of Wands, positive. So Scorpio, overall this is actually a positive, I think quite a positive reading. The only challenge is that you're not sure of the outcome. But you're feeling overall positive about the decisions you've made and what you've done so far towards a larger goal or a future goal. You're feeling hopeful and kind of positive, hopeful anticipation of what is to come in the future, which is your overall energy for the first half of August is the Three of Wands. This is a card which represents that you've put some work, some effort into something. You're laying the groundwork for something. Tens represent kind of completion or something coming full circle. So we're still pretty early on in the path here. The Ace of Wands would have been the idea, the spark, the beginning, the first step. Two of Wands is where you decide how you're going to do something, which path you're going to take. And the Three of Wands here, we've transitioned in whatever the area of your life this resonates in for something. You've put in some initial work, you've made some decisions, you've laid some plans, you're waiting to see what the result of that is, or you're waiting to begin to act on the next stage of things, and you're feeling pretty hopeful about what the ship is going to be bringing in when it does in fact dock. So it's the overall energy is looking ahead to something, waiting for something, either waiting for something to come in or waiting to be able to take action on the next stage of something that you're feeling hopeful for the future. So it's positive energy. It looks like it's been a bit of a long, hard slog though. And that feels as if it's coming to an end here, because we have the Ten of Wands and the Five of Swords. So the Ten of Wands represents a pretty heavy burden, likely that you've carried for quite some time, because I always feel like this man started quite a while ago with maybe no wands, and then he picked up one, and one became two, and two became three, and now we're at 10, and it's so heavy you can't even stand up straight. You've been carrying it successfully, but tens represent, you know, something coming full circle, cycle ending, or completion. Sometimes completion of a cycle means that something ends and you completely walk away from whatever or whoever it is. And sometimes, you know, it ends in meaning that it comes full circle in a really lovely sort of way, and then you go off, and then a new phase of it starts. So, but the Ten of Wands is a card about a heavy burden or a long-standing challenge, or something that you've been dealing with for some time coming to an end. And it's clarified by the Five of Swords, which is, you know, kind of a hard-won victory. This man has been through quite a bit. He's just finished a battle, a challenge of some kind, or a long-standing something. And he's won. He's victorious. He's gathered up all his opponents, enemies, or, you know, the challenge, gathered up their weapons, and he's holding his own aloft in victory. But the colors are still a bit on the grim side. He looks tired, worn out, exhausted. He's bleeding from a little cut on his forehead. It has not been easy. It has not been easy. We can see from the Ten of Wands that it hasn't been easy. But he's won, even though he may not feel particularly victorious, because, you know, he's just battle worn. He's tired. The people on the ground behind him can sometimes represent that this victory comes at the cost of a relationship or other relationships with other people. Sometimes it can represent winning in that you are able to separate yourself from selfish people, or a situation where, you know, you've been taken from, or something of that sort. Yes, I feel like whatever stage that you've gotten to now, where you feel like you've made some decisions to move forward and you're feeling pretty positive about it, I feel like for some of you it may have been that, for some of you I feel like having to make a decision about whether or not to do something moving forward, could even be to travel or physically go somewhere to do something. I feel like the decision as to whether you're in or out has been hanging over your head for some time, and I feel like you have made the decision to proceed forward with something, and it's been a hard decision. This may be a decision too that for some of you other people may not agree with, and you may have to, it may cause some separation, or, you know, between you and other people, or just kind of puts you standing alone for a time. Not alone completely, but, you know, some separation between you and other people, even if it's just in difference of opinion. I feel like you're still unsure as to whether I feel like you're still unsure as to whether or not you've done the right thing, or how it's going to play out. And it could be, if not everybody agrees with what you've done so far, the decisions you've made, it could be that's part of what's niggling at you. Because we have Justice with the Moon, two major arcana cards here. Justice is a card that represents, you know, that the outcome of something is going to be dependent on your actions, not ideas, intents, wishes, desires, but on your actual actions. That's what justice means. What you reap, or what you sow is what you reap. What you put into something is going to be directly reflected in the results or outcome of something. So the cautionary advice is as much transparency as possible, honor, integrity, because that's what you're going to reap in return eventually. Justice can be kind of a tricky, hard to interpret, because justice can show up when there is a choice to be made, but justice is also representative of what has gone before it, meaning justice is usually dependent on what somebody has already done, whether it's in love or work and career, because I'm not sure yet what this is about. But again, I feel like you guys have made a decision about something that you've been struggling with for some time, and the decision was about, am I going to invest in this and move forward, or am I not? Whether it's a relationship, whether it's a job, a career path, a spiritual path even. There's a sense of maybe the moon can represent not seeing everything entirely clearly. I mean, the moon does shed light, but it's a different kind of light than the sun. I mean, under the light of the sun, everything is illuminated and revealed. You can see everything. But under the light of the moon, there's a lot of like shadowy corners and hidden recesses. This can sometimes represent, unrealistic fears, or fears which are based just on maybe hearing other people. There might, or are the fears you have inside yourself. They might not be reality based. My example for that is, you've got a big old gnarly tree out in your backyard somewhere, and under the light of the sun, you see it for what it is, a big old gnarly, kind of cool looking, but gnarly looking tree. But when you go out there at night under that dim light of the moon, it might look like a bear or a monster, or a dragon or something like that, and it's scary. So the moon can represent looking at something which is there, but maybe being afraid of it because you're not seeing it. You're seeing it through the dim light that might be cast by your own internal fears or other people's opinions kind of swirling around. So paired with justice, I feel like generally you feel pretty positive about what you've decided to do about this forward movement and waiting to see what the results are. You're still not entirely sure whether or not you've made the right decision, or in fact how it's going to play out, the results of this decision. But I feel like overall you're feeling pretty positive about it. Let's see what this situation is about. What was this decision, or what is this about? The Knight of Cups. So for some of you, it might be a love offer, or somebody making an offer of love or reconciliation. It could be receiving, getting an offer and receiving an offer and accepting it, because it looks like many of you have accepted whatever this loving offer is. It could be an offer of love. It could be an offer of dating. It could be an offer of getting back together again, or reuniting if there's been difficulties. It could be an offer of support or encouragement in another area from somebody who loves and cares about you. It doesn't necessarily have to be romantically, romantic offer. Some of you may have been considering whether or not to make this offer or not. But there's so much that went into, I think, making a decision as to whether to move forward or not, that it's likely somebody, if it's a relationship or some other situation, it's likely one that you already have been in or have had some connection with in the past, and there's just been some struggle as to whether or not perhaps it's going to work out this time or not. Let's see what Spirit's advice is, because I feel like part of what the indecision was about was other people's well-meaning, well-intentioned advice too may have been against it. Let's see what advice from Spirit is for this for Scorpio regarding the first half of August regarding this situation, this movement forward. The Four of Swords, what's behind that? The Three of Cups, right. So the Four of Swords is stepping back, is taking a time back out, taking a time away from whatever this is. Swords is often about conversations, words, ideas. And the Three of Cups is a card about good friends, kindred spirits, positive community connections as well. So Spirit is asking you to withdraw from a time being. I feel like it's for this time period. I think you've made the decision. I think you're moving forward, or many of you are in the process of making that decision. Although it's been a burden, I think that you've had other conversations and maybe heard of other people's opinions that may not have been quite on board with you, or maybe not thinking that, trying to discourage you from whatever this decision was about. Although it looks like for many of you it could be about taking help from someone, or a love situation or relationship, which I don't feel is new. And Spirit is saying, take a step back, take a break from talking about this, maybe at least for this couple of weeks, because look how heavy it's been. From talking about it, from listening to other people's opinions, or entering into conversations with them. The Four of Swords and the Three of Cups as advice. The Four of Swords came out first. This is a card of withdrawal. The Three of Cups is a card about being out and socializing and having a good time. Spirit's saying, take a step back, take a break, spend some time to yourself, collect your own thoughts, rest, recuperate, because whatever this is, it was hard for you to get to this point, because the Ten of Wands and the Four of Swords both show up when somebody's feeling tired, worn out, overwhelmed, exhausted. For some of you, this advice might be to take some time out to go. Yeah, no, I'm not feeling that. I'm not even gonna go there. I think it's I think the time for talking about it, discussing it with other people, or listening to other people's opinions, at least for this couple of week time period, don't just go off and do your own thing, and maybe get some more sleep, more rest, take care of yourself. Open a bottle of wine, have a bath, a steak. Well, maybe not all at the same time, right? So yeah, Scorpio, that wraps up your August 2019, first half of August 2019 general reading. We'll see you all in a couple of weeks for the August 2019 mid-month readings, where we'll take a look at the second half and see what comes up then. Again, if any of you are interested in setting up a personal reading with me, particularly if this reading or any of these readings resonate with you, you can feel free to email me. Please email me at Maggie1McGuire@gmail.com. I'd be delighted to work with you. I do love and romance readings, relationship compatibility readings. Relationship compatibility readings are readings where I use a specific spread to look at the different dynamics and aspects of each person in a specific relationship. I also do career, work, and finance readings, investment readings, 6 and 12-month life overviews, which take a look at what's coming in all the main areas of your life over the next 6 or 12 months, depending on how far ahead you want to look, which a lot of people like to use for general planning and preparation, particularly in an ongoing situation. And gift readings too, for friends, family, and loved ones, or people you never know what to get them for their birthday or celebrations. There's nothing more personal than a personal reading. It is unique, absolutely unique to each person. So I always think they make great gifts. So I will see you all in a couple of weeks for the mid-month reading, Scorpio. Until then, as always, I wish you joy, peace, blessings, and a happy life. And for more info and contact details, just click on the description link below. Take care, and I wish you all the best, and I hope to see you back here again soon. Bye-bye.